What's going on, y'all? What it is? So I wanted to come on here because I just seen this update in regards to the Carlee Russell situation, and it's mind-blowing. So you have, I think it's the police chief that was talking about this situation, just giving an update about, you know, the process and things of that nature that they're going through to try to uncover the truth. And basically he said that he found it odd that she basically looked up a movie from 2008 called Taken. And so just to give you guys a bit of an overview about this movie called Taken, it says Taken, also titled 96 Hours and the Hostage, is a 2008 French English language action thriller film written by Luc Besson and Robert Mark Kamen and directed by Pierre Morel. It stars Liam Neeson, Maggie Grace, Jansen, Katie Cassidy, Leland Orser, and Holly Valance. Neeson plays Brian Mills, an ex-CIA officer who sets about tracking down his teenage daughter Kim Grace and her best friend Amanda Cassidy after the two girls are kidnapped by Albanian HTs while traveling in France during a vacation.
A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them, because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed?
No. We have not determined that, no.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carlee's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, the 48 hours that she went missing?
Well, you know, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very strange, yes.
Yes. Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carlee was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I mean, I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video from 459, and did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell, and how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation? Well,
you know, again, that's not something that we've been discussed as we're going through the still investigation. But you know, people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and you know, the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
So is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
that's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you guys heard what he had to say about the situation. And so, you know, he said basically that it's hard for him to believe that there was a child on side of the road with oncoming traffic and things of that nature. And yet, you know, she had her blinkers on, right? But at the end of the day, she traveled the distance of 6 football fields, and it just doesn't seem, you know, logically, you know, correct and things of that nature. So it's just a real hot mess, but I'm telling you right now, it's not looking good for Carlee. Now, we haven't heard her speak yet, and I'm pretty sure in the upcoming days, she's going to come out and give her side of the story. But right now, it's looking like
you need to go to jail.